Welcome to R Rules Restoration. Today I got Hammerhead Restoration Part 2. I ended up getting all the missiles I needed, or the torpedoes. I ended up getting the seatbelt clip. And I'm actually going to make the antenna. So this clips right in. It's too tall. I'm going to shorten it, drill it down. Went out and bought neon green glow-in-the-dark paint. Going to paint that up. So if you look at the pictures, this antenna should be the same length as the radar part. So I'll have to cut that down, drill it out, shove it in, paint it. Should be a pretty cool fix. Right now I'm going to go ahead and reassemble everything. So I'll get everything set off to the side. I got to straighten this wheelbase out. It's got a little kick to it. Was able to get the wheels off of that. Got everything cleaned up with baby oil. Got the canopies as buffed out as I possibly can. So let me clean up this area. We'll go ahead and start reassembling. So step one, I'm going to go ahead and take a heat gun. I'm going to heat up the axle, wheel holder, whatever you want. It's got some marks on it anyway. Get those out. Should have a little kick like this, but this one is way kicked. So go ahead and do that real quick. Low heat. Keep it moving. Push and bend it back out. It looks like it pulled back quite a bit itself. Just the natural heat put it back in where it came out of the mold. So keep working on this. I'm going to get this all the way straight. Alright, much straighter than it was. Didn't have to do a whole lot, just heat it up. Took all those little white stress marks off the side. Front axle. Check it for any stress marks. Got a few right here and here. Do the same thing. Got all the stress marks out. Feel better about that. Go ahead and pop these wheels back on. I'm using the best ones off the 2-into-1. Careful. There we go. Alright, step one. So we need to get this in here. And we're going to go ahead and pop the axles on. So the front one comes in, pops in. Rear one comes in, pops in. Much straighter wheels. Never going to be perfect, but that's just the design of it. Got the missile thing. Gonna set it down in there. Sandwich the top back together. And we'll flip it over, put the screws in it, tighten it down, put the wing on it, start reassembling. Alright, so all sandwiched back together. Flip it over. Take the screws. Make sure I drop them in the correct way up and down. 5 of them. Right here. Tighten down the one in the center first. Just snug. On the rear. Very front. So next I gotta slide this on. Just comes in here and pops to the side. Move forward and back. Good on that. The wing just slides straight forward on this track system. Try to pop in. Good to go. So next I'm going to get all the missiles, put them down in the hole here. So I'm going to pull this up, pop these missiles on. There's little tabs on them. Just snap down on the little clamps, spin it. Drop it back down in there. Alright, so now I need to put the two canopies on the front, the two guns. Put the guns in first. Not a lot holds them. More of a friction than anything. There's not much of a tab on them. So the canopies I was able to buff out pretty nice. Work them in, taking my thumbnail, pushing over, putting pressure on just the tab, trying to put it all the way across. There we go. The canopies are on there. And next I'll be working on the side submarines, the side jet skis, all that. So I'll set this to the side. So the subs, I'm going to go ahead and put the canopies on. Like I said, I took and tried to de-scratch these the best I could. I'll wipe them all down when I'm all done with this. I don't know why these don't want to work very good. Really plan on opening them much. So I ended up getting all the torpedoes, missiles, whatever they are. There's 4 per submarine. Get all 4 of those on. So what took so long on this video, getting part 2 out, is just sourcing all these. Always a couple here and a couple there, but I had, I believe, 9 of these to get, and then the one seatbelt came from Panama. And it got here quicker than some of these torpedoes that weren't even that far away, but that's eBay for you. Alright. Not hard at all. Got everything cleaned up. So I'll set this back over here. And these actually go, let's see, the hole here and the slot back here. So there's a slot here, there's a hole there, that wing goes in there. There's a little kickoff, there's a little kickoff there. Matches up. Same thing over here. That part's done. So now I'm going to get the little subs, or the jet skis. So I already put 2 of the missiles on the jet skis, or the torpedoes, but I didn't put the seatbelt clamp on yet. I got the seatbelt clamp here. Pop it on. I'm going to get decals, or I got them ordered. I'm just waiting for them to come. Fortunately, you can never get those from America, but these sit right up in there on the sides. Snap down in. Same thing, you just put the little wing up underneath the side of it. Snap it down. Set that to the side. Then the top unit is the last one of this. So the top unit, I'm going to go ahead and put the canopy on first. Being careful not to break these off. Looks like a little wax on it. I waxed it up. Set that down. This one has 2 of the green torpedoes. It's crazy they put 14 of these things on this with 5 vehicles. 4 other type of missiles that come out of the top turret, and then 2 of these. Like I said, I got a third. So 2 of these. So next I'm going to go ahead and put this up. Now notice the small little things towards the front. So when you put this together, you need the small little thing towards the front. I'm going to hold it up, put it on. Maybe. It's on there. Just doesn't sit all the way flush. No big deal. So the last step is I'm going to put the missiles in the launchers. Slide it on. Same thing. Oops. They do shoot out. Set it on. Set them up a little. And this one shouldn't be on here, but this spot right here on the back wing works for one, so I had an extra, why not use it? So last thing is the radar dish, so we'll get to that repair now. So like I said on this, by the pictures on eBay, the repro one, this should be the same length, so I'm going to have to cut that down. So I'm going to cut it right at the base. I figured why order a repro if I'm going to have a fake one, why not I'll make it myself. There we go. Now I'm going to take a drill bit. I'm going to drill this hole out. That way I can slide it back in there and make it the length I need it to. So I drilled it out. Just enough to get some in there. Probably have to get a bigger drill bit. It's just a pilot hole. So let me go get a drill bit and I'll match that size. Alright, get a little bit bigger drill bit. Follow through that pilot hole. Open it up so I can get that antenna in there to get a place to glue. Now if I come across the OG one of these for the right price, I'll pick it up down the line. But for display purposes, once I get the decals on this thing, it's going to look good with or without the original one. This should match up pretty nice. So we'll see if that fits in there. When I cut it, it disformed this, so I have to get a file this down flat, and we'll set the length. The length needs to be, flip this over, the same length as what this is. So I'm probably going to cut it right about here. See if I can do it with this nippers. So I just put it in there and I twist and I squeeze and twist, try to get a straighter cut. I'll keep that. I'm going to get a file that down. Alright, so I'm filing this down. If it doesn't fit, I really don't have enough room to drill into it much more, so I'll just kind of come around the edges, take a little bit of the off, make it a little point until it does fit. That'll work. Let's test the length. Pretty much dead nuts, so let me go ahead and put a drop of super glue in this. So I'm going to let that set up for a little bit because I got to paint this right after. I'll paint that neon green. We should have a radar and an antenna. It's pretty close to the original. Slight differences, but it'll work. Alright, I've given that some time to set up. So I actually have 2 of these. This one's a little bit rougher, so I'm going to use this one to hold it while I paint it, and then I'll pop it in this one and put it on. So this just sits and pops right in, holds nice. Get my neon green paint. So Walmart, blacklight, glow in the dark, whatever. And a whole bunch, probably too much. And we're going to paint that. We'll do some light coats, that way it don't get rough building. And then I'll put it on the actual piece I'm going to use it on, the radar dish or whatever. So I'll just do a couple light coats. Probably won't do them all on camera. I'll come back and show the finished product when it's done. Just giving you guys an idea how this is going to work. Why spend the money when I had these antennas sitting in a box doing nothing? And this is a restoration channel, so I was kind of disappointed on how long some of this parts took to get here. But that's part of the game. I could have jumped onto another project, but I kind of wanted to finish this one up. And I'll let that dry. I'll put another coat on it. I'll come back when I'm actually putting this part on, which will be the end of part number 2. Alright, so I put 3 coats of paint on that. Turned out pretty nice. Is it ever perfect? No. Original's perfect, but and I snapped it in the radar dish I'm going to use. I'll go ahead and pop that on. And we got 100% complete Hammerhead minus the decals that are coming. That'll work very nice. Why spend the money on a repro when you can make one? It's a really cool vehicle. Structurally sound. Couldn't be happier with that. So that'll be the end of part 2 here. I'll wipe this down with a microfiber because, like I said, I baby oiled this before part 2. But I'll wipe this down with a microfiber after a couple days. I'll let that sit. Decals get here. I'll make part 3, and that'll be the end of the Hammerhead. Definitely got some more videos in store, but that's the end of this one. So thanks for watching. As always, more videos to come in the future.